Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, April 27th, 2024 for me. Another day of learning and growing. I hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So, at the end of each month, basically since last year, the beginning of last year, I decided to share my journey with paying off consumer debt. It's a big part of my life. If you haven't been watching my previous videos, back in May of 2019, I was diagnosed with lupus. I had to make a major career decision, step down from a role in management. I was 50 pounds lighter than I am today, 50 pounds lighter than I am at my normal weight. I was in and out of the hospital. As a matter of fact, I was in and out of the hospital 6 times in less than 2 years. I have racked up a lot of consumer debt, so let me just go ahead and get started with the presentation today. So I want to kind of give you a big picture as to my journey so far. In June of 2020, I had identified that I had over $115,000 worth of consumer debt. I was 41 years old. In May of 2021, the following year, I had began to learn how to budget. So that was the beginning of when I learned how to budget. That same year, I became a first-time homeowner. And that was December. At that point, I had turned 43 years old. And in January of 2024, this year, I had paid off half of my original debt. And the reason I want to show you this is that I'm in my 40s, and that it's never too late to learn how to budget. And putting budgeting into practice has really changed a lot about my life and how I approach things. Budgeting initially seemed extremely intimidating. It seemed like something that I could never learn. I think I've tried previously to learn how to budget, and it just didn't stick. But the difference this time, May 2021, was that, and it's almost 3 years ago next month. But the difference between the previous attempts and then was that I paid somebody to teach me how to budget, to show me how to do it. Brad Long at ZeroDebtCoach.com, which no longer exists. That website doesn't. But I'm just sticking with a plan. Every month I assign my dollars to do what it's supposed to do, and it's really helped me to stay on track to be able to pay off the debt. So let me just go ahead and show you the progress I've made so far. So at the beginning of this year, my consumer debt was $57,531.97. In January, I paid off $906.97. February, paid off $935.36. March, I paid off $1,512.66. And this month, I paid off $1,053.24. So I was anticipating on paying off a little bit more, but something I didn't think about was that in the near future, I'm going to be taking a business trip, and one of the nights I'm going to have to pay for my hotel stay, and there are going to be a few meals that I have to pay for, and I want to go to the museum when I'm there. So I said, okay, I have to set aside a few $100s for this trip, so I won't be able to put that towards my debt. And that's fine. And also, I had an unexpected expense that sort of kept me from really matching the amount of debt that I paid off last month. I probably would have paid off a little bit more than I did last month if I hadn't had the unexpected expense. I had to set aside some money for the trip that I'm going to take. But all in all, it was a good month. I paid off that amount, $1,053.24, and I'm really liking the progress that I'm doing. Hopefully I'll get to the point where I'm paying off double that amount each month, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to accelerate this debt pay down as fast as I can. the reason I'm able to accelerate my debt pay down now is because my baby emergency fund is fully funded for now. Assuming, hopefully I don't have any more emergencies that I have to dip into that account to be able to pay for emergencies. I have freed up about $400 a month each month on my debt pay down because I decided to consolidate the last two of my personal loans into one loan. And so, if something were to happen, maybe I'll even have enough to be able to just cover it with my regular income, my monthly income, as opposed to dipping into my emergency fund, which is my baby emergency fund because it's not full savings of six months of income that will cover all expenses. And so there's that. And let me just show you before I move on from there. So in the first 4 months of this year, I've paid off $4,408.23. How does that compare to last year in the first 4 months? So in the first 4 months of last year, I paid off $3,438.13. That means now I'm ahead by almost $1,000, so $978.10 of the pace that I was at last year. That's good, yeah. To be ahead is always good, and I want to get even further ahead and to just really dig into that and to pay off, the debt. And it's possible, I don't eat out. I don't go to the movies. I don't take, last minute trips. I don't go clubbing. I don't do a lot of the things that probably people could consider to be fun. I had a lot of fun in my 20s and 30s. Now it's time to tighten my belt. Anyway, actually, if you're watching this in your 20s, tighten your belt now so you can save up for, get out of debt, save up for a down payment on a home, build up a full emergency fund, prepare for having a family, all those things. So tighten up, budget for the things you want to do, and you won't be in a position that I'm in. I'm fortunate that I've worked with the same company now for 13 years and built up a substantial 401k savings. Was able to dip into that to be able to get as the down payment for my home. But if I didn't have that, then I probably wouldn't be able to do that. So, all right, let's take a look at from the beginning of my debt journey to now. So my consumer debt as of June 2020 was $115,041.89. I paid off a total of $61,918.15. My consumer debt as of today is $53,123.74. I paid off approximately 54% of my original debt. It's a big number, paying off almost $62,000 worth of debt, and which is I'm coming up on 4 years almost of paying off my consumer debt. One income. Dealing with lupus. I've got medications to consider. I've got doctor's appointments to consider. I'm grateful for where I am. I still have a long ways to go. $53,000 worth of debt. That's like a very expensive car, and I would never get a car for that. Pay for that much for a car, considering that they depreciate in value once you drive it off the lot, basically. My message to you is, if you are thinking about learning how to budget, don't think about it. Just go ahead and do it. Identify how much that you have, for one thing, and then stop spending. Just stop buying stuff. of course, you gotta eat, so you're gonna continue to buy food. But like buying new clothes every month, or wasting money on things that you really don't need, buying a lot of books, which I did in the past. Maybe you want to upgrade your furniture. Hold up on all that. Look at exactly how much debt you have. Look at how much is going out each month on your expenses, and when you learn how to budget, a lot of those things are cut out anyway, because you see that you can't afford to be throwing money at things that really just don't matter. I'm gonna wrap up this video, but if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't let post a video. You can find me at youtube.com/@lupuslifestyle. And as always, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you in May.